So in your first lecture, today what I will discuss is installation part only. So I have discussed you already what is this one, why we study this course, what type of scripting you will use. Okay, so that is what is given here. So we use web server, XAMPP, PHP scripting for writing your programs, MySQL for your database, and for maintaining sessions, Ajax, cookies, those things we will cover in our lecture I told before. As I discussed you this one, your assessments, okay, lab, project, another lab, and midterm 50 marks, final exam 50 marks, total 100. So server side versus client side scripting. So what is this server side scripting and what is this client side scripting? So if you just read this one, see where you are doing the client side scripting. This one, HTML documents. Yani in your HTML file, you will write the code to check the user's data, input data. Before you submit the data, you are going to check the page. So that is called client side scripting. So user input what you are trying to type, so that you are going to validate. Like you go to any so for you, see like this, the form is there. When you click this, the validation, how it is happening, where it is happening, first client side. Okay, client side scripting you are doing. So how you are doing using your JavaScript, using your normal JavaScript, you can do the client side scripting. Okay, so in your HTML code, you write the script tag like this. Okay, so suppose this is your file. So here you will have the structure like this. Okay, so here you will have body. So in the head section, you do the scripting here. So in this area only, you have to validate or check the user inputs. Okay, so that is what called client side scripting that you will do in the browser, in your HTML document, and that file, HTML file, you are going to view in the browser. Okay, so like this you have to give script language is equal to JavaScript tag and close the tag. Script language is equal to, I think you studied in web development, isn't it? Same this one. Okay, so that is what called the client side scripting. So what you are going to do here, see, files are sent to your computer by the web server, which will execute the script and display the document. So the code is going to run in the browser, scripting code. Okay, client side scripting may include browser based on certain functions like click the button. So you are clicking the button here to check the validations. Here you are clicking this one. So button click or events like drop down selections, based on that you can do the validations. Okay, Then see, example is this one. So when you make a mistake, see, please select your country. If you forget to select the country here, it will show like this using the JavaScript, which is known as your client-side scripting. So which is inside your browser. So you use client-side JavaScripting. Client-side scripting, uh, that is nothing but your JavaScript code here, JS or JavaScript. So that you will write with the help of your notepad and save the file, and that code will run here inside the browser. So if you do like this, what is the advantage? There is less load on the server. If you do client-side scripting, there is less load. There is no load on the server. Okay, you can perform actions quickly without going to the server. So when you first send the data without checking to the server has to check each and every input. If something happens, wrong happens there, it will corrupt maybe your server or maybe your database. So that is the reason before you reach the server, check in the client side itself. Okay, check in your browser itself. So that is what our focus here. So that is the main advantage. So quickly you can do the validations in the front end itself, not going to the server. So once when you type correctly here, all the things, when you click submit, then you send it to the server. If you don't type anything, you kept blank, don't send it to the server. If you send to the server, inside the database, null, empty. So this type of data is stored. So that will corrupt your database. It will make your database slow. So that is the reason, that is the advantages what you have when you do the client side scripting. Okay, so this is the flow. Like see, first I have given to you this one client machine. We are using Google Chrome, typing www.facebook.com login. So that will go to the web server. Web server will give you the page. Then you enter the user ID password. So at that place itself you are checking, not going to the server. In the browser itself you are checking. Okay, so that is this concept of client-side scripting. So to do the client-side scripting, see earlier this CGI scripting, server-side scripting, that is used here in the olden days, but now it is replaced with other server-side programming frameworks like PHP, JSP, JSF. All these things are introduced. Understand? So this is the part of web server where your code works, this one, and here your HTML code, HTML file, maybe like login.html. Okay, you have the code like this here. So login page you have, and you are saying here submit. Okay, so this is the client side scripting. So you understand the advantage. One is the load will be less on the server. So if you do the client side scripting, the data user can enter appropriate data without any mistakes. Error free data you can collect it from the user if you do the client side scripting. So these are the advantages. Understand? But disadvantages, Suppose your browser is old, yani not updated, then the website will not display properly. So you have to keep on updating your browser, maybe Google Chrome, maybe Opera, Safari, Internet Explorer, whatever browser, you have to keep up to date. Then see, another is testing is required. Yani if you write a JavaScript, that code will work in some browsers and it will not work in some browsers. So you have to make it work in all the browsers. That is a disadvantage. JavaScript may work for maybe only Internet Explorer. Maybe it may not work for Mozilla Firefox, or it may not work for Safari browser or Opera browser. So you have to make it compatible. That is one disadvantage. Another disadvantage, it is not secure to do the client side scripting. Yani anybody can see what type of validations you have implemented in your code. Okay, so right click, when you right click, view the source, you can see the validations like this page source. See, this is the coding, which is not secure. So some people, they don't prefer client side scripting, they go for server side scripting because the coding is stored in the server, so you cannot see easily what is there in the server. But if you do it in your HTML document, see, I can see this is the coding for validations. Okay, look here, these are all the methods they have created. Okay, so this is the disadvantage. Source code, it is less secure. And some browsers, they will not allow JavaScripting. That is also one disadvantage. You have to enable some settings to make your code work. So these are some disadvantages, and these are the advantages of the code. Okay, so advantages is what? It is going to have less load on the server, error-free data. You can collect it from the user input. Okay, so that are some advantages. So quickly you can perform the checking, and more interactive also. You can create your web pages interactive. Once if you miss the data, give the message. So that is the advantage. Now disadvantages, the browsers are up to date. Some browsers will not support JavaScript. Okay, and your code is not secure. Anybody can see your code when it runs in the web page. And some browsers will disable the content. These are the disadvantages. So short answer or in the long answer, you may get like this. Explain the advantages and disadvantages of using client-side scripting. Okay. Advantages of client-side scripting in PHP JavaScript. Advantages or disadvantages. Okay, you don't need to memorize this one. If you understand that points, you can explain here what are the advantages. Okay, then what are the disadvantages? So here like this. Okay, so this is the one. Then so what is the language you use? This is the language for doing the client side. This is the example. And you write some functions, small functions. check the data or give some alert. So we use this one, JavaScript. Another language, VB script. Okay, but we use this one for our course. Okay, this is only a scripting language. Like see, for example, you have this one, no? Let us say body on load. There is a function, load is equal to uh, save in the okay, for example, like this script. See, if you make a spelling mistake, it is black. Okay, so let me try this one where I stored here. So when I open this in the browser, here or here, can you see the alert message, hello? So small function I write here, this one. So yeah, yani see body, whenever the page is loading in the browser, on load event, this is the event on load. On load, what happens? I am calling one function. This is the name of my function. You can write any function name, XYZ. So when it calls, you are doing some task here. I am displaying message hello, like this. Okay, whenever the page is loaded, see I am refreshing. On load, that is the event. On load. So like this, the scripting is done. Client-side scripting. Okay, this is JavaScript. Another name, VB script. We don't use that, but this is the tool language. So here this is the sequence for the server-side scripting. Browser will send the data to the server, then server will check the file, it will check your code, it will do the steps, then finally it will give you the result back to the browser. So this is the process in the server-side scripting. So server-side scripting is a method of programming for running your code inside the server. What languages you use? PHP, JSP, Ruby, Python, Perl, ColdFusion. These are the names of different programming languages. What programming languages? This one, server-side scripting. So far you studied JSF also, that is also server-side. JSP you studied in application. Python you studied. So they are all server-side scripting. These languages are used to do the validations inside your code, and that code runs in the server, not in the browser. Here the validations, everything is checked. Okay, so any of these can be used. So for our course, this is the one. So you understand now the difference between the client-side scripting and server-side scripting. Now see, this one is what? This one, this page, what is the name of this page? Test.html. Where it is running? It is running in my drive, in my computer only. It is not in the server. But actually, when you write the PHP program, that will come from the server after getting validated. So that is server side scripting here. Okay. So what you can do using the server side scripting, dynamic web pages you can design, dynamic content you can display. Yani the key, it will keep on changing the data. You get the data from the database, like displaying the scores, football, tennis, okay, badminton, volleyball, chess, online scores you see. So when you refresh the button, the score is updated in the browser. So like that, the dynamic data, you can get it using this server side programming, PHP or any other tool. Okay. Queries you can write, you can access the database, you can send the data from your form to database or database to form. Okay, what you are seeing in all your web applications, same. So from your page to the database, database to the page. You can back and forth send the data, receive the data by using the scripting of server. Okay, so advantages is it is safe. Okay. See, quick to load than client-side scripting. User is able to include external files to save coding, and then it is hidden from the outside world. So nobody can see what is there in the server, because server you will have firewall, you will have the different gateways. You cannot enter easily into the server until and unless you have hack. So code is there in the server, so you cannot easily see the scripting. But when you put it in the browser, see this one browser, no? This is test.x. I want to see what is written in this page. Right click, view source. Can you see? This is my program. Anybody can see in the internet. So it is not secure, client-side scripting. But when you write the code in the server-side scripting, that is stored inside the server. So server will not show you all the details. Just it will show you the message, please enter country name, like that, if you miss to type some data. And you don't need to download some plugins if you use server side. If you use client side, it will ask you to install some Adobe plugin, Flash plugin to display the video files. Okay, sometimes in the internet you watch movie, your browser will say that enable Flash plugin, like that. So in the client side, all these problems will be there, but in server side, you don't face those problems. Okay, so editing is easy. You can create a template for the website, like header, footer, body, navigation menu, like that. Okay, so these lot of advantages are there using the server side programming. Then some disadvantages, see, still the attackers can access the server. So using SQL injection or phishing attack, or network security students, man in the middle attacks, DOS attacks, many attacks, hackers try, XXS scripting. Okay, these are all the techniques used to inject some malwares, okay, viruses, or some improper data into your server. So that is the disadvantages still here. Scripts can be used by attackers to access the server. They can change the URL, yani this one, in the this one. You can change because it is visible to the outside world. Anybody can see this. They can say, this test file is in this G drive. So why don't I hack the G drive? If I hack the G drive, I will get all the data of my laptop. So like that, the attacker will modify the URLs and send some malicious code. Okay. So that is the reason the role of administrator will come into picture. So why you learn networking administration, security administration? This purpose, to authenticate the user, to stop the malicious traffic, to block the URLs, unwanted URLs, unsecure URLs. That is the reason we go for administration. Okay, installing the firewall, routers you configure, virtual private networks you configure, like that. So this is the disadvantages. And see, another disadvantage is you must install some uh, plugins, softwares to display the dynamic data. Okay. So both have some advantage, disadvantages, but we use both in the web applications, client side validations and scripting, also the server side validations. Both places we will do the validations, isn't it? Like here I show you the page where this one, name, email. Here you are doing the validation. When you store in the database, there also you are doing the validation in the database. You are checking that not null constraint in the database for the column name. Okay, like that you can do both sides validations, scripting. Okay, advantages, disadvantages for this one are this. So what language I told you? PHP. The name full form is Hypertext Processor. What is the full form of PHP is this one. Hypertext Preprocessor, sorry. So it's an open source language used mostly for Linux platform, Windows platform, Unix platform, any other platform. Okay, so this is some brief history about Python. Python, which in which year it has been created. Okay. So we use for web programming also. And this one is also in the olden days we use this one, Perl. Now also some people are using the old companies, practical extraction and reporting language. But popular one are this nowadays. Okay. So this is the idea about, and see some other languages available. Microsoft company, they introduced this language, ASP.NET. This is another one. Now you studied in your application software development this one, Servlet, JSF, JSP, that one. Another one, this one, Cold Fusion. So plenty of choices is available to the companies. So whichever they want, whichever they feel comfortable, they will use that one. They don't want free. They want to pay the money to the Microsoft company. They go for this one. If you want free, you go for any like JSP or PHP or Python, open source softwares. So it's a choice of the company, organization. So in which language the client want the software to be developed. Now I show you how to run that XAMPP server. I told you after installation of that file, this folder XAMPP, like this it will be created. Open that file. Here the main important folder is this one, htdocs. This is the main folder. Your files you are going to store in this folder. I will save this one. This is okay. Then so XAMPP, when you install, maybe in your computer or in your flash drive, see, it will be like this. So this is the folder, the important folder, this one. Here only we are going to keep our HTML files, PHP files, images, scripting, JavaScripting files, anything. Okay, so you have to store in this folder. Save your files in this folder. Okay, HTML, JS, CSS, PHP, images, all these things you have to store here. Okay, so this is the exam folder which is located in my E drive after installation. Okay, so this is one part. Another part, when you go down, look, you see like this, the orange color, exam control. This is the starting uh, application file. To start the server, you have to click this one. Okay, so this is the file used to start the exam server control panel. Okay, so let me go here. So double click this one. See, like this it will start here, this one. I think it is slow, my computer. Let me close some files. Where is the panel? See, like this it will start. So this is the control panel. So where you can start the server. So this is our server, Apache server. Okay. So if you have any errors, you will get here the errors. So when you click start, the color will change to green. First it will be yellow, green, like a traffic signal, red, yellow, green. Now green. So when you stop, it will be like a gray color. If any error, it will show in red color. Okay, so just click start. Okay, this is in the green color, and this is the port number. Default port number is 8080. Okay, so go to your server here, browser here, type localhost 8080. Hmm. This is the server page, main page. Okay. So dashboard is this one for the local host, and you have to put your files and access your files here. For example, I created one small file, no, this one test. So this file I copy and I will put in the exam htdocs. Where is that? Htdocs. So here you can create one folder with your name or something. So here you can put it, that file, and try to open that file in the browser now. So here what you have to say, test.html. This saying path is not correct. Okay. I just created one small file that I copied under this folder htdocs. So my file test.html, see this one, test.html is inside this htdocs folder. If you want, you create one folder here like lab1, then you copy the files there or create the files there. How to open that one is, first you have to start the server, then go to the browser, type here localhost, this one, name of the file, port number is 80. 80 is the port number. If you want, we can change the port also. So where is your file? This file, no? Refresh. Did I save? Sometimes the page will not be reloaded. So when it reloads, sorry. The problem is I have saved this file in the G drive. So I have to open it in the htdocs. Now where is our folder? Here inside exam htdocs test.html. So now here place it. Now you refresh. Okay, so this is the way how you can install the server, start the server, write the small code and display that code into the server using your browser. So same folder I can also open here. See here, open folder. Which folder you select? I say that exam. Exam htdocs. Where is, yeah, this one. Now see, I can do my coding here itself. Okay, this is my file. I can do my coding here instead of using this one. If you are comfortable with this, you do this one. Otherwise, you go and do in this Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code is powerful, easy. You have lot of functions here. Okay, just save your file here. Start the server in the browser like this control panel, and you can see this one like this. Okay, so database. See here MySQL. If you want, you start this one. Now see green color. The default port number is this one, 3306. So if you want to see your database here, where is the server dashboard? Dashboard we have to open. Localhost 80. So here MariaDB, this is a database. PHP my admin. This one, okay. This link you have to click for opening the database. So the database is this one. Okay, so default there are some databases here. See, if you want, you can create a new database. Like see, for example, this is my database. So these are all the columns, tables, default databases. Okay, here you have a lot of tools. You can automatically create the ER diagram, class diagram, not ER diagram, class diagram. The option. I will show you that one where it is. I will show you that one later, okay. Here class diagram you can generate here. So this is the database how you can use. So first you have to go to the dashboard, this dashboard, and click this one. The database will open. Okay, so today what we have seen is how to install the exam server, write the code and run the PHP program in the server, how to open, start, stop also you can do it here. Stop it, otherwise properly you have to shut down. Stop the database, stop the server. Then you can close this panel. Okay, so like this you have to do. Okay, so next class we will go for writing small program with variable, string, displaying the messages like that. Okay, so if you have any questions you can ask me.